Hi everyone, it's Jess. Welcome to Rich Girl Book Club. So excited to have you here. You should probably join the club if you want to get a little bit richer, a little bit smarter, a little bit whatever you want. We're just here to be our best self. Today, I'm talking about becoming a barre fitness instructor. So real quick, if you don't know what barre is, it's kind of like Pilates. They use a ballet bar around the room, low impact, high intensity, great workout. That is what barre is. So I've recently become an instructor. And I want to talk about a couple things. I want to look at a couple things today. First off, let's see how I was feeling before my first class that I taught just about a month ago. And then you're going to come along with me. We're going to teach a 6 a.m. workout class together. Then a reflection on what it's been like to teach. So a lot of things to go over, and it's just crazy just off the bat to think about the progress that I've made already in teaching over a month and the confidence that I'm slowly building. Every time I teach, I just get a little bit better for the most part. We'll talk about some challenges, and it's just really exciting process. So thanks for helping along this journey. Let's see how my first day of class jitters were, the day before my first class. Okay, roll the tape. Guys, how crazy is this? I'm a teacher, as you can tell by the mic. That's obvious, okay? Do I love this little mic pack? Not really. But look at this, like, teacher. Hello, who's the teacher? It's me. It's actually me. I'm shaking this all over the place. I look like a 4-year-old boy, but I am the teacher. So tomorrow is my first class. On Monday, I'm teaching my first class on the schedule. I'm excited, but I'm nervous because it's a lot to remember, a lot to do, and I don't do great once I get flustered of like, keep going. But that's what I want to practice and work on. That's the whole reason I'm doing this whole thing. So I just did a final practice. The first 20 minutes was me trying to figure out how to get this mic to work. I kind of did like a slow walkthrough, making sure I remember the choreography. And then I did a quick walkthrough, mostly just logistics. Like think about like a dress rehearsal, right? Like when do I get the mats out? When do I change the lights? Because that's things I have to do. And that is what I just did. Like, what do you do when you teach? Guys, great work. Front bar, back bar, every bar. Abs, let's see, we do like a this, roll back, extend your legs on the diagonal, palms face down, you pump for 1, 2, 3, 4, knees bend, extend, you pump, knees bend, extend, think inhale, and exhale, good, do a bunch of those, keep, rest your head, curl up into a ball, arms and legs extend for 2, return for 2, extend, and return. And that's all I'm gonna show you because I'm tired. I took a class and then I practiced a whole class for the most part. Okay, I don't do every move, let's be real. Like twice, so I'm pretty tired. I'm beat, I'm hungry, I'm just a girl. But anyways, how am I feeling? I feel excited and nervous. I think it's gonna go fine, but like, I don't think it'll be a fail by any means. That sounds like really intense, but I think it'll go just fine. But it definitely could be better and smoother, and I want to work on my confidence. I mean, that's the whole point of this thing. But it's really cool to see my name on the schedule. That's crazy. And then I couldn't decide if I wanted to like tell my friends to come to class. That would require having friends. But also, if they haven't done barre before and I'm their first teacher, I feel like that would just make me extra nervous when they're looking around the room confused, which is very normal, but I will just feel like an extra responsibility to make sure that they understand what's going on. So that's a lot of work. But anyways, I'm done with my run through. I'm gonna go home and probably read over. So the one thing I need to work on is like exact verbiage for certain things and like memorization. That's really important. So that's gonna be my goal tonight, to review that, and that's it. Just review it, practice it maybe with the music, just like verbalizing it, like literally no movements, just verbalizing, and see how that goes. So I'm glad that I did this though, because I learned that I actually do like the belt. You have the option of just like hooking it on your leggings, but I like the belt because it like moves up with me when I'm like on the floor. Think in like a curl position. This gets like all like crunched up. So it's just something about the belt, like I actually do like it. So I think I'm gonna use it. And let me see here. There's just like little things I have to remember to do. But anyways, that's it. Wish me luck for my first day tomorrow of teaching Pure Barre. That's crazy. That's crazy. And people are gonna show up to my class. There was just a big noise. I think it's time to go. Okay, so I didn't film the actual first class. This is me now, hi. And I just want to talk about how that went for me, especially looking back at classes that I've taught since my first class. So obviously was very nervous. When I got there, I felt out of place. Like, why am I the teacher? Which is so funny. But I just remember staring at my phone. I got there super early. I'm trying to learn everyone's name. I'm trying to learn the front desk person's name, all this kind of stuff. Trying to get my music set up, get my mic set up. And my first class so far has been the largest class that I've taught, actually. So the time slot that I taught when I was first on the schedule was not a time slot that I usually teach. It's a pretty popular time slot. I actually usually go to that one as a client. So I was teaching that class, and there was like 21 out of 25 people. And for context, probably the rest of my classes so far have been about like 10 to 15 people. It really just forced me to lock in and teach the class for all these people. And it was really great to have a big class. Everyone was super nice and encouraging. I didn't mention that it was my first time teaching until the end of class, which is something I didn't realize. So got everything set up, got ready, and I just kind of went for it. And there's 21 people staring at me, and I'm like right in front of them. If you've ever been into a bar class that's kind of set up like that, everyone's like standing around the room, and then we disperse out to the bar, depending on the class and such. So I was shaking at the beginning of class, literally shaking in my boots, shaking in my sticky socks is what I was feeling, and just kind of went with it. Everything went good for the most part. I accidentally used the same song twice because I didn't think about the fact that the beginning part of the songs, they sound really similar. They have that driving like bum, 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 bum beat. So I went back or forward or something. Basically, I ended up using the same song twice in a row. Apparently no one noticed. And, not the end of the world. I just kind of adapted and used that song. Totally fine. Another thing is, I think I forgot to turn off the lights or something, which there's just one part where we go to an ab position on the mat. So you're looking at the ceiling. We want to dim the lights so that people aren't going blind. So forgot to do that. Used the song twice, but other than that, got through the choreography, got through my class, kept up high energy. I was able to do it. So I felt really proud of that first class. Overall, it was a great first time teaching experience. And then at the end of class, I giving my end of class spiel, and I'm like, that was my first class. So I think I was really proud of myself in that moment. And a lot of the clients, said I did a great job. Someone said it didn't seem like it was my first class teaching. So those messages were so, so meaningful. And the whole purpose that I'm becoming an instructor is to be more immersed in the community and be able to empower women in their workouts. So that's the goal. And to just already be able to feel like I'm doing that right off the bat means a lot. So that's my review on my first class. Wasn't able to get clips because I was literally shaking and just really trying to focus and get through. But I was so, so, so proud of that. And I've probably taught a handful of classes since then over the past couple weeks. I've taught a handful of classes over the last couple weeks, including a 6 a.m. class and an after work class that I would usually attend. So the 6 a.m. class, let's take a look at what that's like. I am the only employee there, opening the studio, checking everyone in addition to teaching the class. So let's take a look at that experience. Come with me to teach a 6 a.m. bar class. Oh my god, this lighting is atrocious. And sideways, sorry, I'm literally half asleep. It's 5:40 a.m. and I'm about to open up the studio and teach a class at 6 a.m. Yep, wish me luck. Just finished my class. It is 6:57. I put all the equipment away and now I'm just making sure everyone was checked in for class and closing up the studio because there's not a class after me at 7 a.m. So that is what I'm doing, and I think it was a good class for the most part. I think I tripped over my words a little bit, but the 6 a.m.ers were feeling it, so I think it was okay. Yeah, and there were 5 people in my class, so that is me teaching a 6 a.m. class, and now I don't know what to do for the next hour. Maybe I'll go for a run. we will see. Okay, I finished teaching my 6 a.m. class. Now I'm very awake and at 7 a.m. and I don't know what to do. We're gonna go to the gym and run. Oh my gosh, I look like I just rolled out of bed. I've been up for like an hour and a half. I had to do the math. But yeah, teaching class is fun. I feel like it makes it hard to fall asleep the night before because I'm like, I have to get up. Like, I have to be there. I'm the one running class. Like, it's very important. So that part kind of freaks me out also. I don't know what's happening with literally anything. But yeah, I just got up and I made it and it was good. And now I feel great. This is like a great way to start my week. Okay, bye. As you can see, I'm definitely settling into my time as a teacher and getting a bit more comfortable with being the teacher in the room. So thanks for coming along with me to my 6 a.m. class. Let's talk about my overall thoughts so far. So a lot of what I talked about reviewing my first class has still been how I felt about it. I will say that my second class that I taught did not go as well. It was still fine, no issues or anything, got through the class, but I didn't feel good because I had a flight the night before that went really late into the night, and I literally got sick from the flight. It was just a really weird travel situation, and I taught the next day in the evening, so I thought, you know, I'll be fine by then. And I was for the most part, and like I said, it went fine. Definitely didn't feel my best. I couldn't get in sync with my music, just different things like that were a bit of an issue, and just really didn't feel the best. I could feel a different energy in the room, and I just didn't love that. So from there, I've continued to learn more choreography. So how it works is you have your final choreography class. You teach that class a couple of times, and then you just keep iterating on that class. Each time you teach it, every week, something like that, really depends. And then eventually you're able to just teach the new class every time. Fresh choreography, a lot of repetition with the choreography general outline, but it does change up a little bit from day to day, week to week, just to keep it fresh for the clients. So, been doing that, and it really helps actually to be like, okay, this part and this part are the things I'm changing. I'm changing the warm-up and the weight work this week, for example. I can really focus in on that section and getting through that new stuff, and then the rest is muscle memory at this point. And not only just muscle memory, like verbal memory, which helps a lot. So it's just a lot of words to get out. So I'll say that the biggest challenge for me is getting them prepared for the next movement that we're doing, right? So I am good at memorizing choreography. I have the whole class memorized. That part's really easy to me. The hard part is doing it and me knowing I need to move my foot and curl to the right and move my arm. Being able to say that in time so that when we hit the one beat, they're ready to do that and they know what's going on. And just have been a client for so long, I understand how not important necessarily, but like how impactful it is when the teacher is really preparing you for what's next. So that's what I'm really focusing on, is that piece verbally, as well as more client interaction and hands-on corrections. I'm really hesitant about hands-on corrections, but that needs to be a part of it, so that's what I'm working on. So those are my general thoughts so far on being a barre instructor. The process was over a 30-day period. I'm not going to go too deeply into that just because it's different, but basically learn class over a month, and then they slowly put you on the schedule, which is what I've been doing over the past month. And now I have my 2 classes I do every week, and then if I sub or switch off with someone, it changes a little bit. But 6 a.m. Mondays, I'm there teaching, and it actually hasn't been that bad. I actually teach better at 6 a.m. I don't really know why. I'm not a morning workout person, so definitely learning a lot about myself and trying to be gentle when things don't go as perfectly. But I will continue to take you all along my journey of being a barre instructor and the rest of my life. And subscribe for more fitness content, I guess. Also doing money content and book content. I'm launching my finance tracker very, very soon, and you're gonna want to see it. It is the easiest thing in the world. That's my goal. So stick around. I'm Jess, and I'll see you at our next club meeting. Bye.